Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine. As you know that we have completed chapter 13. So from there, as I told you that I'll give an assignment. So here's the assignment. Here one question is given, you see. Make a list of all the states and their capital of India. Okay, so that means all the Indian states you have to find out all the states and what are the name of their capitals. Okay, so you can use A4 size paper and you can write draw tables, and at one side you can write the states and another side you can write capitals. Okay, like Tripura, if you're in Tripura state, then Agartala is the capital. Okay, so like that way you find out how many states are there in India and how and their capitals. Okay, so this is the question, students. You just see this and write the question, and then you start writing the answer. Okay, so this one will not take much time. Okay, so tomorrow is Sunday, so you can prepare it and you can submit it on Monday. So I'll give you one email ID, so in that you can send me. Okay, also I'll give this question in PDF, and where you have to send that one also I will share to you. Now let's begin. Chapter 14, water for living. So as you know that water is very essential part of our life, right? So how it is useful, okay, that one we are going to learn from here, from this chapter. So here we are going to learn about different sources of rain, like from where we are getting water, from where we are getting water, and like how we are using it in various ways. Okay, that one you already know about. So now as you can see here, remembering and understanding skills are given. So here the question is, what are the various ways in which we use water? That means in what purpose? Okay, what are the purposes where we are using water? So you can write in cooking, drinking, brushing, washing clothes, drinking, right? So many purposes are there, so you can write here. Okay, as I told you that water is very essential part of our life. So all living things need water to live and grow, right? We cannot imagine life without water. Okay, all the animals, we human beings, other animals, they all need water to grow. So they cannot survive without water. As you know that oxygen is very much important for us, like that way water is very much important for us. A large part of our body is made up of water. Our body, so a large part of our body is made up of water only. That means our body needs water in a large amount. Our earth is also called blue planet. You can see the picture. So earth is called blue planet. Why? Because here 3/4 surface of the water is of the earth is covered with water. So that's why it appears to look like blue color. Okay, as you know, like we represent blue color with water. So now if you see this, if you do the fourth part of it, so 3 part of the surface is covered with water. So that's why it appears to be blue in color, and that's why it's called a blue planet. Okay, now you see here, what are the sources? Sources means what? From where we are getting. Okay, so from where we are getting water, water is available on the earth as salt water and fresh water. Two type of water is given. One is salty water and the fresh water. Okay, salty water, as you know, in ocean, right, in sea we get salty water that are salty in nature, and fresh water from river, from hand pump, okay, pond, lake, we are getting fresh water. So we get fresh water from rain, river, pond, lake, canal, etc. And also we get fresh water from the below ground and draw it out with the pumps and wells and tube wells. As I told you that underground water is also pure water. Okay, and that one we can get by using wells or tube wells. Okay, by using pumps. Most of us having, like, running water in our homes, right? So how we are getting that running water in our home? So that one used to draw out of the ground by using pump, okay, motor system, and then that one is to store in the tank, and from there we get water. Now we'll start from rain. As you know, the rain is the main source. Okay, means underground water also means refilling is done with the help of rain only, right? Because it is going to the ground. So Rain is the main source of water, and a large amount of rainwater falls into the water bodies like pond, lake, rivers, seas, right? They all are open water bodies, right? So when it is raining, that means they all are getting water. So it also seeps into the soil and accumulates below as underground water. As I told you that from underground, if we're using the water, so we are using it, right? So again, this when rain comes, so it seeps into, it goes into the ground, and then it refills the water under the ground. Okay, so rainwater is the purest form of water. Purest means without impurity. Okay, that means fresh. However, when it passes through the impurities in the air due to air pollution, it gets polluted. But when it comes to our like earth surface, okay, so then it gets polluted because because of air pollution, because the atmosphere, a lot of dust particles, so many things are there. So when it's coming from sky to a ground, so then it gets polluted, it gets some impurities in it. Now let's talk about surface water. So the rainwater runs off the ground from higher areas to the lower areas as surface water. So this runoff water reaches ponds, lakes, rivers and seas. Okay, so rainwater runs off the ground. That means from higher area to lower area. As you know, that slope used to be there, no? So from higher area to lower area, when they runs off and they reaches to ponds, rivers, lakes. Okay, so in this way, that ponds, river, they also refill. So that is your surface water. Whatever the water we are getting in the surface of our earth are called surface water. Ponds and lakes. Okay, so ponds and lakes, this rainwater used to collect on the earth in a very these ponds and lakes, they are small water bodies. Okay, pond is more more smaller than lake. Okay, so a lake is a bigger body of water than a pond. As I told you, pond means lake is little bit bigger than pond. Animals drink water from ponds and wade through them in in summer to beat the heat. Okay, and as I already told you about wading birds, right? That means they have long legs and they used to search search for fish in the pond, and they used to wait for a longer time. So not only the birds but also other animals in summertime, when they feel hot, they used to go inside the pond. Okay, so ponds and lakes are also used by villagers folks to wash clothes. Okay, village folks to wash clothes. That means generally in villages, ponds is it's for everyone. That means for washing clothes, for washing dishes. So everyone used to use, mostly they use the pond. In some areas, lake provide water for drinking and irrigating the field for the field and also for bathing. So from lake, they also provide for drinking. Some lake water also, after some process, it become fit for drinking, and that was supplied to the other houses. And also irrigating means supply of water in the crop field. Okay, and for bathing purposes also it used to be provided. Now rivers. So I think you all have seen rivers, right? So rivers used to flow, right? The water, it is not still water, right? It's always flow. Okay, so river are one of the main sources of water on the earth. Okay, and we know that the rainwater seeps through the soil and accumulates below as as groundwater. Okay, so as I told you that when raindrops comes and it seeps into the ground, it accumulates means collection. Okay, collected for a longer time, so it collected as a groundwater. It sometimes reappear on the earth's surface in the form of springs. So spring means what? Spring means a point which water flows from an aquifer, or that also forms some some streams, like you can see the picture. Okay, like from higher level to lower level, when the water flows, so it forms a narrow way, and in that way it used to flow and they form a small stream. Okay, so these small streams join together to form a river. Okay, so when the small streams they join together, so they form a river. So water is present in frozen form as snow. As you know this, right? When water used to be like, you know, when temperature decreases, like if we put water into the fridge, so then it become what, ice. Okay, so that means frozen form is called your snow. And glaciers in very high mountains. Students, glacier means what, mass of ice. That means like, you know, a huge amount of ice. Okay, so that is called glacier. And how they form glacier, like, you know, if the snow used to, you know, deposit in a place for a longer period of time, so then it forms a glacier. Okay, and they are very huge and you know, big in size. And generally we find glacier in high mountains, okay, like Himalaya. So rivers are formed when the snow and the ice in the glacier melt due to the heat of the sun. Okay, so as you know, the snow, when the temperature you know, increases, when it get heat, then it used to melt. Okay, so from there only, when this glacier and the snow, they used to melt and they form what, they used to melt and they form water, and that one flows through the river. So for example, in India, the river Yamuna and Ganga flow down from the Himalayas. Okay, so river Ganga and Yamuna, so the source, the first starts from your Himalaya, okay, like our Brahmaputra also, but the main point is your Kailash. Okay, so you know, Himalaya mountain is like, it's a very huge, okay, huge mountain range. So from that, so many, you know, river, so many source, like it is the source of so many rivers. So like that way, Ganga and Yamuna, so they flows from Himalaya and the high northern mountain range of the country. Okay, so from which side? Northern. Okay, see this part, northern mountain ranges. Okay, as I told you, Himalaya mountain is very huge. So from which part Yamuna and Ganga river used to flow? From northern mountain range. So rainwater that falls also flows into this river. So when the glacier used to melt, they used to flow, and also the rainwater, they also flow through into these rivers. Okay, so you see here, the starting point of the river is called source. As I told you, source means where, from where it is started. Okay, the Gangotri glacier is the source of the river Ganga. Okay, so river Ganga, what is the source of river Ganga? Yes, it is coming from northern mountain range of Himalaya, but the main source of Ganga river is Gangotri glacier, which is present in northern mountain range of Himalaya. So most river finally flow down the hill into seas and ocean. Okay, so they used to flow, and finally they used to what? They used to flow down to seas and oceans. Okay, they used to, like, at some point they used to reach a sea or a ocean. Or an ocean. Okay, so here it is written that from the higher areas called mountains, river flow through the lower land called plains and finally fall into the sea. As I told you, that from higher level to lower level, right? So higher level, obviously it is mountain area, and then when it gradually comes, it comes to the plain area, and finally they fall into the sea. Okay, so the place where the river joins and the sea and means the place where river join into the sea. Okay, and empties its water is called your mouth. Okay, that means if I draw here, you can see, suppose this is the river flowing. Okay, and here it is sea. Okay, this one is sea and this one is river. Okay, so when this river this river join the sea and empties its water. Okay, so this point, this sea and this water, so this point is called your what? Mouth. Okay, and a triangular shape depositional feature that is formed at the mouth of the river is called delta. Okay, you can see here one picture is given. Okay, so when it form a triangular shape, okay, and this forms at the mouth of the river. Okay, so as I have drawn here, so here if it forms in a triangular shape, so in that case it will be called as your delta. Okay, but delta do not form in every mouth of a river. Okay, some specific deltas are there. So here I have attached a picture over here, Ganges Brahmaputra Delta. Okay, so this is considered as the world's largest delta. Okay, students. Now let's talk about underground water. So underground water, as I already told you, the rainwater seep through the ground and then it is collected, it is accumulated below the ground. So that is called your groundwater. So below the ground, that means underground water. Okay, so at places, underground water comes up to the surface as natural springs. Okay, naturally, that means at some point the underground water used to come up the surface, above the surface, so then it calls your natural spring. Okay, and in case of desert, as you know that in desert very much like small less amount of water is present, so in that case it is called oasis. Okay, oasis in desert are formed by underground water sources. Okay, so as you know that below the ground water is there. Okay, so in desert, in some places we can say oasis. Oasis means it's like a area where you can, like in between the in the middle of the desert, or in desert when we see some water body, so that one is called oasis. Okay, and groundwater, underground water is extracted through the as I told you, hand pumps, tube wells, wells. Okay, by setting the motor. Okay, tube wells. So by using that we can we can extract water from the ground. Here students, it is mentioned that a tube well uses electricity to draw out the underground water. Okay, so by using electricity, that means by using motor, like when the tube well is fixed with the motor, so then it can draw out the underground water. Okay, and hand pumps also draw out water, groundwater for drinking. Yes, we can drink that water. And deep water wells also provide us with underground water. All water from covered wells is safe for drinking. Okay, as you know that well, that is not in some cases you will not see that well that are covered. Okay, so generally it is not that safe to drink that well water, but if it is covered, then yeah, you can drink that. And even though like some houses now also they use well to for drinking water. Now oceans and seas. Okay, so as you know that they are the large water bodies, like ocean is bigger than sea, right? So oceans are very large water body that cover a large part of the earth. As I told you, like if our earth we divide it into 4 parts, so 3 parts will be covered with what? Water. Okay, and seas are also huge water bodies but much smaller than ocean. Ocean is much bigger than sea. Okay, so in our Indian map also you can see the left side and right side. As I have already shown you one map, and there I told you about Arabian Sea, then Bay of Bengal, right? So they are sea, but at the bottom, like nearby Sri Lanka, if you get there, it is written Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean, so that is a large water body than the sea. Okay, now water from seas and oceans is very salty. As I told you, the means water in ocean and seas, they are salty in nature, and it has many salts dissolved in it. So from that salt also used to be produced. Okay, and which make it unfit for drinking. Salty water so we cannot drink, right? So that's why that is unfit for drinking. So students, as you know that fresh water are present on the earth in a very less amount. Okay, and whatever like ocean and seas, they are they are large water bodies, but that water we cannot use. It is not fit for drinking. It's not fit for other uses, right? So that is why we should not waste water. Okay, though our planet is a blue planet, it is covered with a lot of water, but the water it's covering with, that is not fit for our day-to-day life or daily purpose. Okay, daily use. So that's why we should save water, and how much we want, that much only we should use. We should not waste water. Okay, so students, in this video we will discuss up to here, and in my next video we will discuss some more terms from this chapter. Thank you.